It may look to somebody from outside that, oh, look at him, he's got 3 girls. He may look like that. But they are his creation. In fact, they are him.
His energies.
Yeah, his energies. There's energy of him. Okay? Now I'm going to go a little bit deeper, okay? Because I'm giving you steps at a time. I'm giving you, sharing with you certain ways in which we deal with these situations. And now I'll give you a little bit of an explanation of this subject we've been dealing with. Originally, the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna is known as, one of the ways in which he is known is Atmarama, because he's self-satisfied, self-fulfilled. Why? Because he don't need nothing, he don't need anybody. So at the beginning was only Krishna. There was nothing else, there was no creation, there was no people. And he decided, in order to expand his pleasure, his satisfaction, to expand himself. So the way in which he did it, he expanded himself in his brother, Balaram. From Balaram, further expansions come out. By expansion mean another person appears from it. Because this is Krishna, this is God, he manifests things, boom, they appear. So Balaram appears. So Balaram is his brother. Now from Balaram, another 4 expansions appear. They're known as the Chaturvyuha. They're Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Niruddha. These 4 had another 4 coming from one of them. As I know it's a bit hard, but please stay with me. And out of the one of them, Vasudeva, from them, 3 manifestations of God. By this time, Krishna is not known as Krishna, but is known as Vishnu, appear. They are known as Karanodakshana Vishnu, Garbhodakshana Vishnu, Shirodakshana Vishnu. Karanodakshana Vishnu appears because the material creation has to be created. And in order to do that, Krishna don't want to do that. Krishna is doing these things. He's God. He don't have to work. You know? In order to do this material creation, he expands, and then the Vishnu, Karana means cause, meaning the cause of all the creation. That particular Vishnu is the one that starts the process of creation by creating the elements. Those elements that are going to be part of the creation you see today. Okay, that's Karanodakshana Vishnu. But then comes Garbhodakshana Vishnu, which is the next expansion, the next Vishnu that expands. That Vishnu creates the universes and enter and lies in the universe, and from his belly, Lord Brahma appears. Lord, we read on Sunday Brahma Samhita. Brahma, that book Brahma Samhita is explaining what Brahma saw when he appeared, and so, so Brahma Samhita is a good book to read if you really want to get into why, And then you have Shirodakshana Vishnu, which is, he is Krishna in the Vishnu form who enters in every atom. So every atom, here for instance, between you and me, there is a space, there is a distance, and we may think there's nothing in between, but it's not true. There's millions of molecules and atoms, right? Scientists can do that, can investigate. There is molecules, atoms. Well, inside of each one of them there is a Vishnu form, known as Shirodakshana Vishnu. And that is how this entire manifestation is maintained. You've heard the expression, God is great. But people don't know how great He is. He's everywhere. He is in our hearts, in everyone's heart. The Shirodakshana Vishnu expansion of God is in every living entity's heart, in order to be with you. You know, you are here in the material world, and you may come back one day to the spiritual world, but originally you were in the spiritual world and you came. As you came, Krishna, one of his expansions, come with you, to be with you, to help you, to listen to you, to remind you. People sometimes refer to him as the conscious. Like, you do something wrong and something inside tells you, that wasn't really good. That is Shirodakshana Vishnu. We know, it's a known by another word, Paramatma. You know, sometimes they talk to people that has done something wrong, and they say, yeah, I thought I should have done. I knew I should have done, but I didn't. You know, these type of things. You know, I was going to buy the ticket, but I didn't buy it. I was going to make the phone call. I knew my sister was sick. I felt it. I don't know how. I felt I need to bring her. That is inside Paramatma, is Vishnu, is Krishna in that particular form. So all these are expansions of God. And Radharani is the expansion of God. So these expansions come out of him. It's the expansion of God that manifests the mood of service. So when God wants to be served, he wants to be served good. Okay? So Radharani is the best person to serve. It's explained that she cooks for him every day, 500 different preparations, and she never repeats. So tomorrow she make another 500, and day after tomorrow she make another 500, and she never repeats. Imagine that. So Radharani is a topmost servant. I think nowadays we have this problem with the word servant, no? Because the word servant sometimes could mean that a lower position or a secondary position.
Slavery.
Yeah, like slave, a slave, a servant. But we need to understand that in the spiritual world, in terms of spirituality, to be a servant is not a bad thing. It's actually a very good thing to be humble. I think more and more this world is forgetting what virtues used to be like. Nowadays it's not good to be humble. You have to be proud. You know, in the television, people, I'm this, I'm the most, famous, I'm beautiful, and I'm me. Nowadays that's popular. So this is not virtue, this is a defect. Pride is not a virtue, it's a defect of character. But those are the things that the elites that manipulate the world, they want chaos. So that's how they do it, by confusing the people's heads. So when we say Radharani, the wife of Krishna, the one that you go into trouble with, when you say, oh, that's Krishna's wife, or it's not really his wife, but it's easy to say wife, so it's not getting into trouble. It's actually his girlfriend. And it's not even his girlfriend. It gets more complicated because, we have soaps. You have soaps here? Soaps like
Television soap operas.
Huh? Soap opera. You have soap opera and television? Yes. Yeah, this television soap opera, they go on month after month and day after day. And she told me, and told me, and she and, so if you think television soap operas are complicated and they go through, Krishna's soap opera is much more complicated. So if you want to enter into his pastime, you can get it. But the good thing about it is that there is explanation for it. There is knowledge about it. So it's not something we have to imagine. It's not something we have to, I wonder what it's like. No. All this is explained. It's explained how Krishna interacts with Radharani, how they make the meetings, how they go friends, that come night time and whistle, or Krishna plays the flute, the girls hear the flute, and they escape from the back of the house in order to go and see him. Where are they going to meet Krishna? They cannot meet here, so they go to the back of that park. So all this is like a television soap opera, no? But it's the original television soap opera. This is Krishna's pastime. It's called Lila. Krishna Lila. No? That's in the spiritual realm. Everything is at the very top level, purity. There's no hanky-panky, it's actually pure, because everything comes from Krishna. So even when he is with his girlfriend, it's practically as if he was with himself really. So has that help you in some way? The explanation that I'm giving you? Yeah.